My internship was with Westfield State's Public Affairs in the Office of the President. It was fully remote because of the pandemic, but normally it's in person. And my coordinator is Troy Watkins. Trisha Oliver, Lorraine Martinelli, and Troy Watkins, all three of them, incredibly bright and warm and kind, always willing to communicate with me and teach me. I was so lucky to be able to work alongside them. I will take their guidance with me forever. Most of what I did for the Office of the President at Westfield State University was write news releases, sometimes a feature story for Focus magazine, but news releases and press releases, and a lot of them went into Newswise. Normally, the Office of the President internship would be in person, um, in the actual office, but because of the pandemic, I am working completely remote, and all I need is my computer or my telephone. Because this was a remote internship, I was able to do my writing when I feel the most productive, which is for me early in the morning or even on the weekends, unless I had a set meeting or an interview scheduled. Time was mine. Plainly speaking, people are doing some really cool things for Westfield State and at Westfield State. We have artists and scientists and professors that are getting into the community, all of the awards and accolades and publications. I'm so excited I got to help share that news. When you work so hard on something, it is really cool to see it on the internet. And I have so many pieces in Westfield State's Newswise, and I also have a piece in Focus magazine, and it kind of validates all the work that I did. Primarily, I was intimidated to share any of my work with Troy, my internship coordinator, but his advice and kind words made me realize that I shouldn't be intimidated and just learn from what he has to say. I liked working with the subjects I interviewed, from students to professors to outsiders. They were all so kind, and I've made some great connections. I loved what I learned. I had so much fun and red penning. I like editing, and I got to do that in this internship too. I'm a poet at heart, so it was a little difficult to write news releases that were more constrained. There wasn't as much creativity involved. I did miss the in person, and I also miss seeing my name on a lot of what I write. I understand that's how it's done, but honestly, I just do. I learned a lot in this internship. AP writing is not easy. It's nothing like MLA. It's nothing like something that I've done being an English major writing concentration. I learned how to do that. I learned how to take criticism, and I learned how to accept the compliments. It was almost impossible to choose which project was my favorite. But I really did enjoy one I did with Dr. Gross and her collaboration with the Boys and Girls Club of Westfield. I also have a project in the works that was quite fun as well. I always loved interviewing people. It's so cool to get to know somebody and hear about the things they've done. And in this internship, I did the interviews. I would rather do them by Zoom. I thought that was the best way to get the information. But I also did interviews through the telephone and the internet. One of the most time-consuming acts I did in this internship is with any kind of interviewing. I transcribed the recording, and that takes a long time, but it's nice to have that almost kind of your own database of words, and you know exactly where you can pull the quotes. You know you won't make any mistakes or misquote somebody. Of course, writing press releases, interviewing people, taking notes on alumni, that's very important. But my communication skills, because of this internship, are so strong now. I have extreme confidence in communicating with people through email, telephone, and in person. Although I love working from home, I was a little disappointed that I wasn't able to experience that in-person office setting and answer the phones and see Dr. Saigo in passing and share a coffee break with people. Remote work does have its benefits. I saved a lot of money in gas. I could get tea whenever I wanted to. You can wear your pajama bottoms. I was able to be home for, I have a lot of pets and I have 4 sons, and I feel like I was more available while still being extremely productive. One would imagine that working solely in a remote setting could hinder any kind of work relationship you have, but it really didn't. I feel just as invested. I felt just as taken care of, and they were teaching me so well, even though I wasn't there in person. Unfortunately, I was never able to work right next to Dr. Saigo because this was a remote setting, but I did receive in the mail one day a very nice card, and just seeing his handwriting and knowing he appreciates what I did gave me some serious fuel. It is difficult to summarize this internship on one slide with a few sentences, but I really did grow and I learned, and I met some of the most incredible people who are working so hard and just doing really cool things.